I don't feel like going to church this Sunday. Is that keeping a steady pace? That's stopping. I don't feel like going to prayer meeting. Is that keeping a steady pace? No, that's taking a break. I don't feel like Bible study. I'm sick. I got a good reason not to be at church. Wait a minute. Doesn't the Bible say to bring the sick to church so they can be anointed by the elders? Isn't the church where you're supposed to bring the sick? My kids are sick. I'm sick. You know what? As a baby Christian, I can remember going to church because I was sick. Because I wanted prayer. I've been there anyway, but because I was sick, now I had more reason. I need prayer. I need to be at church. I warn people, maybe you don't want to hug me or shake my hand. Feeling a little under the weather today. But we don't stop. We don't take breaks. That guy who wins the race stays in the middle. He runs the race. He stays steady. And he starts to creep forward. He starts to creep toward the front of the pack. Just a little at a time, a little at a time. He may start in the middle. But about a quarter of the way through, you'll look and he's not in the middle anymore. 3/4 of the way through, you'll notice he's almost toward the front. And that last mile, guess what? It looks like he just started the race. Now he's got strength. Now he's moving. Now he's passing people left and right. And he's passing all those guys who thought they were hot shots. All those guys who wanted attention by being in the front. Now he goes by and they're running and they're, I can't catch up to him. Because he kept a steady pace. He didn't take a break. He didn't slow down. And he didn't try to do more than he knew he could. He did what was right for the amount of time in the race. And you see, we're all in this race. And in this race, we need to do exactly what we should do for where we are in the race. So that we can get to the end. And what does the Bible say? It says that we should run the race to win. To win. We need to be smart about this. We need to live for God every day. We need to understand that God does not work on the dash. God doesn't work on the relay. God doesn't work on the hurdles. God works on the marathon. And He will make you a promise. He told Moses through his mother's mouth, you're special. God has chosen you to deliver your people. God has chosen you. You're different. You're going to help us not be slaves anymore, Shalom. He was 40. He started to jump in front of the lion. Killed an Egyptian. Oh, God said, hold on here, Moses. I know it's been 40 years, Moses, but you're starting to get a little bit ahead of me. We got to slow you down. 80. You know what, Moses? You're ready. He anointed David king at 13. David goes and kills a giant. Hey, I'm the man. I'm a giant killer. God says, oh, slow down, David. I'm going to have you run from Saul for a while. You're about 40. Looks good. God's looking for the marathon runner. God's looking for the guy that will stick with it, for the woman that will stick with it, that won't slow down, that won't fall behind, but will keep a steady pace. Will be right where he or she needs to be at the given time that God has set before them. And when the time is right, God will nudge them. God will tell them, I need you to pick up the pace. I need you. It was good that you was faithful to church, but now I need you to be an usher. It was good that you were faithful at being an usher, but now I need you to teach a few Bible studies. It was good that you taught a few Bible studies. Now I need you to do something else. Or maybe he's talking about someone else. It's good that you were faithful at church, but you think maybe now you can cook little dinners for little people that you know are needy. Maybe they ain't eating right. Bring them to your house. Maybe they aren't in church. Maybe you could witness to them a little bit because you're feeding them. Tells the man, but hey, you're not really called to the ministry as far as the pulpit goes. But you're called to the ministry of loving people and caring about people and showing them the light. I want you to, yes, it's beautiful you're giving tithes and you're giving offerings. How about give a little alms to this family over here that's poor? Go help them out. Run the race where you need to run it. Where God has called you to be. Because if you jump out front, hey, that's great. We all love that excitement. Okay? But you might get weary. And that's no good. Keep a steady pace. A man told me a story one time like this. I know the men here are going to understand this. And perhaps the women will too. Whenever I cook steaks, I only do it on charcoal. When you get the charcoal ready, you go out there, you pour lighter fluid on it, you let the lighter fluid settle for a little bit, and then this is job. What does the pit look like when you first set it on fire? Blaze. It's a blaze. It's awesome. You see these flames shooting up 4 or 5 feet. Wow, I used to cook under a canopy in Detroit. I used to wonder if I was going to set the canopy on fire. Because the flames just shoot straight up. It's very impressive. Really impressive. What's it good for?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Destroying things.
You can't put a steak on that fire. You put a steak on that fire, you're eating charcoal. What do you have to do?
Wait.
You have to be patient. You have to let it get a little calmed down. Now you've got coals that burn orange. You don't see really an open flame anywhere. If you do it small, now that's a fire. That's a fire you can use. You see, and it burns for a long time. We need to be like that. That first initial fire from being saved, that's fantastic. The whole world sees it and goes, oh, what's going on there? There's a Jesus barbecue going on. See this flame. I'm saved. I went to church. I got the Holy Ghost. It's fantastic. If you got home neighbors and that flame is shooting up 4 or 5 feet, guess what? They're at your house. They know they're not eating yet, but they're there. Okay? And that's great. We need that excitement. We need that flame that shoots up. But we don't need to shoot up a flame and then die. We need the flame to shoot up, and then we need to be that simmering fire. That fire that glows. That fire that's good. You know what the funny thing is? We'll cook food at my house in the barbecue pit, and I'll come in the house, and I'll look at the pit, and it's still orange. And I always sit there with this thought, you darling, ain't got nothing else to cook. I always do. We need to be like that in our walk with Jesus. We need to be joy. I need to find something else to do. I need to be faithful. I need to live this life.
Use the fire.
I need to use the fire. I can't let this fire just go to waste. We need to be like the tree that grew and bore much fruit. We need to be like that in our walk with Jesus. We need to be like that in raising our family in a godly way. And we need to be like that in our everyday life. We need to run this race with patience. We need to keep that tree alive for that 10 years or longer so that it'll bear fruit. An apple tree takes about 10 years before you can get an apple off of it. But guess what? Once it starts giving you apples, it's good for a long, long time. And it just keeps giving fruit. We got a pear tree in the backyard. We didn't even know it was a pear tree. First summer we were there. What is that on that tree? Those look like pears. We didn't eat off of it the first year. We went, oh, we don't know if those pears are good. We ate a couple the second year. Well, these ain't bad. This year, we ate about 30 of them.
Had me up on a ladder.
But you see, the tree kept giving. The tree kept giving. Why? Because it was mature. And we need to be steady in our race. We need to grow in it. And in this church, we need to run the race. We need to run this marathon.